Hey, howdy, hey, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, episode 1. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you thought about this episode, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and come join the Signature Hour community. And without further ado, let's get this video started. Boop. Alright, before we get into it though, I just wanted to address this, I'm fine, just tripped, I'm good. Anyways, so, we will be reviewing the, episode 1, obviously, that just aired. It did air last night, my time at like 3 a.m. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it right as it, aired for me, because I needed sleep. So, I'm awake now. Woke up, watched it, and I'm gonna go ahead and review it. Got my coffee with me. And yeah. We're gonna do an early morning review. So, I mean, it's 10 o'clock, so I guess it's not technically early morning, but whatever. So, obviously, we just watched the episode 1 of Drag Race Down Under. And, I'm gonna give you my thoughts and opinions. So the episode started out, obviously, with all the queens walking into the workroom. Obviously, first we got, Art Simone. I really like Art. I think Art Simone is a really cool queen. So I thought that was a really good choice to have her walk in first. There were a few queens I wanted to point out specifically. I really like, Ketamine. Ketamine is really cool. I also really like, Coco Jumbo. Just really good personality, really good, charisma. Yeah. And also I really liked Anita Wiglet. I think Anita is just a funny queen, and I think she'll do really well in this competition. I do also... I also really like JoJo the Ho, just because the name is really fun. And I really like most of these queens, honestly. They're really good. There were a few shady moments I wanted to point out specifically. People shaded Electra Shock because of her wig being a little bit dry and coming off as a bit of a not as prepared queen because of that. It was interesting how everyone was talking about that because I actually mentioned that in one of my reviews. I was like, what, this wig's a little flat. Anyways. They also talked a little bit about etc, because etc, they were saying it's such a young queen. So she came in very, as a cockroach, and they're like, why are you coming in as a cockroach? But it's also kind of cool because she was really pretty. Anyways, and then also we have Maxine Shield, who is in her 40s, and I'm like, way to go. Anyways, so all the queens walked in. Then RuPaul walks in and introduces what the mini challenge is going to be. And the mini challenge is going to be an acting challenge where the queens will all have to pretend to be on a green screen. I'm still a little bit confused on the story. They're on the planet Thickening or something like that. Thickening, I think. And they all have to talk with like a list basically. And I'm like, wow, I've been there. Anyways, from the mini challenge, obviously... I thought they all did pretty well, honestly. It was fine. I was a little bit confused by this. The mini challenge did have the guest judge, Tigua Titi, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit. I think those reactions were pre-recorded, if I'm not mistaken. So that was interesting, the way they did that. I do think the queens did a really good job, with what they were given. There weren't many flops. Yeah, in the end, obviously, the winner was Electra Shock. And I'm wondering if Electra is going for, like, hey, I'm the underdog edit. So she's going to come in starting out really rough and then, like, get to be, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's guess. I mean, they have been doing drag for, what, 10 years or something like that, I think they said. So, who knows. Then RuPaul So Electroshock won the mini challenge. Then RuPaul comes in and introduces the maxi challenge, which is going to be a get to know you ball. So the first look has to be a born naked look, and the second look is a hometown look. I really enjoyed this for the international franchises, where the queens have to do the hometown look, because I think it is a really great opportunity for international audiences to get a little glimpse at different parts of the country and different cultures within each of the countries, obviously. So I would really, really like if Drag Race US started doing that again. I think it's a really good first challenge to really get to know the queens. So I really hope they bring that into the US. I don't think they will, but who knows. I mean, it was on season 9, but still, you know. Anyways, now the queens are starting to get ready. There's some shade being thrown between Anita, Wiglet, and Ketamine, because they obviously are basically partnered together in a lot of their work, because I think they both own a bar together, and then Electroshock is actually one of their employees, which I thought was an interesting little moment. I also really like getting to know JoJo. JoJo's a hoe, learning more about JoJo's indigenous background. That conversation I thought was really nice to see. Learning a little bit more about what the indigenous experience is like in Australia. Australia. I thought that was really interesting and a really great moment. Obviously, as the queens are getting ready, Scarlett Adams' born naked look rips apart, and she has to sew it back together. That was about it. All I could really talk about from the getting ready look part. Sure. Now we get into the actual runway, where we have, obviously, Rue, Michelle, and, why am I blanking on his name? The other judge. And then as Rue is walking down the runway, we find out the third judge is RuPaul out of drag. I think they recorded all of RuPaul's drag moments separately, is what I assume, obviously. Which I thought was an interesting thing to do. I don't know if they're going to keep doing that. I assume that's probably just an episode 1 thing. When it came to the actual judging, or the actual runway, let's get into that, sorry. First look was the born naked look. I'm going to go through some of my highlights for this one. I really liked Art Simone's. I loved like the half and half look. I think that was really successful. I also really enjoyed Scarlett's, because I think it just, if you're going to do born naked, make it born naked, you know? Back with season 7 when Violet came out naked, fully naked, and everyone else was wearing obviously nude illusions. And like, on the one hand, I get it, but also like, I think it's just fierce to fully just go out born naked, you know? That's the entire runway theme. Anyways, so I thought Scarlett did really well with that. I also really, I think Karen did a really good job, and Art, yeah. And, yeah, the rest of them were fine. I don't think any of them were, like, super impressive, honestly. A lot of them were kind of boring. I'm not saying they're bad, I just feel like the looks were a little bit boring. Maybe that's just because last week we got Drag Race Finale, where the queens really brought grand finale looks, so I feel like nothing is really gonna be, like, jaw-dropping me in comparison right now, which, I mean, isn't fair for me to compare that, because obviously that's a finale ball versus, like, episode 1 ball, you know? There's very different things. Anyways, for the nude illusion looks, I mean, they were fine. I don't think any of them were super, super impressive. I really liked Art's, like I said, I liked Art Simone's, and I also really liked Karen's, and Scarlett did a good job. The rest of them were fine. I mean, they looked fine. Some of them weren't really doing the challenge, in my opinion. But, hey, maybe that's just me. When it came to the hometown looks, I thought the hometown was a really fun runway theme. I think that it's just a really fun runway theme in general. I really liked Art's. Again, I really liked the color reversing of the coat. I thought that was really, really well done. I also really liked, I like Coco's look, and I also really, really liked JoJo. I really liked JoJo's look, because it was a drag, runway with a message, and I love a runway where you're bringing a message to it, you know, you're doing taking your platform and making a statement. And I think that's really impactful and very strong. And I think that's super important to do on Drag Race. So I was honestly upset that JoJo was in the bottom, but we'll get to that later. Anyways, overall the runway was fine. I thought it was a fun runway. I wouldn't say it was my favorite runway. I think the queens did a pretty good job with it though. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. I thought they did a good job. It was fine. When it came to the judging, obviously we found out who's in the tops and who are in the bottoms. The tops this week will be Art Simone, Scarlett Adams, and Karen from Finance. And the bottoms this week are JoJo, Zaho, Coco Jumbo, and Electra Shock. I don't think any of these were terribly surprising. I'm not happy that JoJo was in the bottom. I don't think JoJo should have been. But, hey, I'm not the judge. Anyways, in the end, obviously the winner this week is going to be Karen from Finance. So congratulations to Karen from Finance on winning the first episode of Drag Race Down Under. And also, that means Art and Scarlett are safe. That's good. Good for them. In the bottoms, we have, obviously, like I said, Coco Jumbo, JoJo Zaho, and Electra Shock. And RuPaul says that Coco Jumbo is safe, so the bottom two are Electra Shock and JoJo Zaho. They have to lip sync against each other. In terms of the lip sync, I do feel like JoJo, excuse me, I don't want to say JoJo gave up, but I felt like JoJo was just walking around, whereas Electra Shock was, excuse me, doing splits and dancing around, and I thought that might have been a bit more compelling to me. Again, maybe that's just me. Definitely comment down below what you thought about this lip sync. But in the end, unfortunately, JoJo Zaho did have to sashay away. I was honestly really upset about this because I was really hoping to see more of JoJo within this season, obviously. But unfortunately, JoJo's sashayed away. So JoJo Zaho joins the club of first eliminated on every franchise with Juicebox, Pork Chop, why am I blanking on UK's first eliminated? Kelsey Kendall. Anyways, joins their very elite club. So, sorry to see you go, JoJo. I love JoJo Zaho. I thought JoJo was a really cool queen, and I was hoping to see more of them. Anyways, that does bring me to the end of my review. Definitely comment down below what you thought about this episode. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Share all over social media. I will be back next week with obviously reviewing the same episode 2. We did get a trailer for Drag Race Spain. No official date as far as I'm aware as of right now. I do think it's in May, so probably at the end of May if I were to guess. And also no updates on All-Star 6 as of right now. Maybe next week or the week after. I'm not sure. I was hoping to get the promos yesterday, but we didn't get them, unfortunately. So, whatever. Like I said already, make sure to hit that like button, comment down below, and share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, at Amateur Hour, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye, guys!